Good morning, my Fencepost buddy. I figure life is a lot like talking to a fence post. Sometimes it gets you nowhere. Sometimes it gets you nowhere. So I thought I'd come out and just have a little talk with you, fence post, and tell you about some things that I'm ashamed of, and tell you about some things that happened, and tell you about some things that maybe you can use. And I know I got my father's tractor stuck, right? You were watching me right over there on that hill when I got that tractor stuck. You probably laughed. I felt the whole town was laughing. All 700 of them, as I know they go down this highway, Highway 13. So many of them are up and down this highway, up and down this highway. And I know they were looking at me. I know they were staring. I felt all 700 of their stares hot on my back today. I got that tractor stuck. But I could be paranoid. But I got my father's tractor stuck back when he was in the hospital. His heart was back in AFib. I moved back to Tennessee to help him on his farm, and I've been a city slicker all my life, fence post. You know that. Before my father left for the ER, he told me I'd have to feed the cows, which meant I'd have to drive the tractor. And let me tell you, I've never driven the tractor before. Didn't even know how to start it. Had to Google it. How do you start a tractor? Google. And Google gave me results. It rained again. The pasture was pure muck and mire and urine, all trampled into a primordial soup. And I was mired in the mud all the way up to the front axle. So I went to the barn and I got myself a shovel. Now, what idiot goes to the barn and gets himself a shovel to dig out a tractor that's mired in mud all the way up to the axle? This is when I realized I was being watched by every car going down Highway 13, so I stopped my futile attempts to dig out a mired tractor. A man has his pride, and I had enough pride to know I was looking like an idiot trying to dig out a tractor with a shovel on a muddy hill. But I didn't want to seem helpless. We never do want to seem helpless, do we? Pride is still the number one killer of the soul. Was it George MacDonald who said, "Nothing makes a person strong like a cry for help"? And may I add, right before we scream for help, pride slaps his hand over our mouths and tells us to keep quiet or we'll lose our dignity. But losing our dignity is not a bad thing. Losing our dignity only means we undeceive ourselves. Portia Nelson has a story titled Autobiography in 5 Short Chapters. Let me read it to you, fence folks. She says, Chapter 1, I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless. It isn't my fault. It takes forever to find a way out. Chapter 2, I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again, and I can't believe I'm in the same place, but it isn't my fault. It still takes a long time to get out. Chapter 3. I walk down the street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I see it is there. I still fall in. It's a habit, I say. My eyes are open. I know where I am. It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. I walk around it. Chapter 5. I walk down another street. That, my dear fence post, is how you undeceive yourself. You have a good day.